Hey guys, I'm a Dimension Jumper and today I'll be doing my top 5 favourite mini games. Now, within video games you can find a variety of mini games that you can play, and a lot of the time they'll get you some nice rewards, whether that's a new item, a new power-up, a new weapon that you can use throughout the rest of the game, whether that's fighting harder monsters or the final boss, or some experience points that can help you level up. And a lot of games that I've played do have a lot of really cool and fun mini games that you can play every now and again. And yeah, this is what I'm going to be talking about for this video. So yeah. So for number 5 is the baseball mini game in Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. Now, this one can be found in Yongen, which is the place that you first go to, and where it's also the place where you stay for the entire year. Whenever you're not becoming a Phantom Thief. And the baseball mini game it's really fun because you can choose like different types of speeds that you want to go and play against, or when it comes to like trying to hit the baseball. And yeah, it's really cool. And I do like how in the game you can find a book that can help you hit the ball a lot better. It helps. It doesn't make it it does make it easier, but if you want to try and get like the home run, which is like on the big target, reading that particular baseball book in the game, it can help really well. And yeah, I think it's really fun, and it's just like if you just don't want to like, if you're not doing any Phantom Thief stuff, or not, if you don't have any social links to do, then the baseball mini game is a really fun thing to do. So yeah, and I think it also helps with proficiency. I believe it helps with proficiency. So yeah. For number 4 is the Pokemon Catch mini game in Pokemon Black and White. Now, this mini game you can unlock once you've beaten the main game. So once you've beaten N and Guesses at the Pokemon League, and this mini game is basically you can bring a certain amount of Pokemon from the previous generation, so Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and you have to try and catch. I think you can catch up to 6 Pokemon at a time, and then you can bring them over to Black and White. And what you can do is that you have this like sort of like makeshift bow and arrow sort of thing, but instead of arrows, it's a Pokeball, and then you can catch the Pokemon in the Pokeball capsules, and then they'll be brought over to the game, and that's really cool because the whole arena sort of thing is because it's like this scientific virtual arena thing, and all the Pokemon can hide in or behind bushes, behind trees, and they can jump from one to the next, and you have to try and catch them in the Pokeball, and that's really cool. And you can use like these like cloud things to try and confuse them a bit, so you can have an easier time to catch them. It's kind of like the Safari Zone, but I would say the Pokemon Catch mini game is probably a lot better, and I think in terms of how you can catch Pokemon and stuff like that. So yeah, and it's also a really cool way of transferring Pokemon from the previous generation. So yeah. For number 3 is the Colosseum from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now this is a real lot of fun. I think the Colosseum is a really lot of fun, and you can play with a variety of your characters. So you can fight as Cloud, you can fight as Barret, Tifa, Aerith, and if you do use any of them, you can unlock their second limit break, which is a really cool way. And I think the game does tell you about limit breaks, but I don't think it tells you about your secondary limit break. I think it can only tell you if you're doing the Colosseum stuff. And yeah, that's really cool. And I think it's a really fun way of just leveling up your party, fighting off against a variety of enemies, and as well as unlocking your secondary limit break. And yes, it's just a really fun way of I think it's just really fun. And yeah, it's just part of the game that you can just go to whenever you're doing the side quest stuff and you just want to have a bit of a relaxing time. So yeah. For number 2 is the Whack-A-Box mini game from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now this game is a whole lot of fun because you can play it twice, with one version being easy, the other version being harder. And the first time you play it, is when you meet Aerith again after the mission from trying to blow up the second reactor. And this mini game is really fun because all you're given is a specific amount of time and a whole bunch of boxes, and it's up to you try and hit a certain amount of boxes to try and get the high score. And I believe if you do get the high score, you get like a new weapon or a particular item. I don't 100% remember, but I do think it's something item or weapon related. So yeah, and throughout the whole of both stages, you are given time crates, so you can get more time to try and hit more boxes to get a more combos and a larger high score. And yeah, I would say this mini game is just it's one of the weirder mini games in the sense that it's really, really fun, and it's just something that you can just do to blow off some steam and stuff like that. So yeah, and for number 1 is the boss rush mini game from Skyward Sword. Now this comes towards the very, very end of the game, and this is when you're doing the whole Song of the Hero stuff to try and defeat Demise, and as well as trying to find the Triforce. And the boss rush mini game is basically you're given up until that point every single boss that you fought. So that's from Girahim to the imprisoned third fight, but you do get treasures or different items and stuff, and one of them being the Hylian shield, which is the best shield in the game because it never breaks. And you can do that, or you can get the shield by fighting 8 bosses in a row. And the best way to do that is by going to Lanayru first. And if you play the Wii version, you probably a lot of people probably did the other 2 regions first, because there was an infamous glitch that if you did Lanayru first and spoke to a particular Goron, then you'll be soft locked out of the rest of the game. But in the Switch version, they updated it to make it sure that the game didn't get you soft locked. And if you went to Lanayru first, even if you still did it in the Wii version or the Switch version without talking to the Goron, you will still have 8 fights to do, and you will still get the Hylian shield. And that's probably the best shield in the game because it never breaks, and it's basically got a very long durability bar. So even if you did get hit and the shield took damage, it wouldn't break. So it's really, really cool, and it's just really cool to refight the bosses again, but with your sword, because it's been fully upgraded over time, and it makes the fights a lot. Even though it makes the fights a lot faster and a lot quicker, it's still a really cool thing just to refight all the bosses again. So yeah, so that's been my top 5 favorite mini games. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.